My little car. Whew. Bright, bright sunshine. The Maple Lane Trailhead. The end, the northern end of the Blue Mountain section of the Bruce Trail. The southern end of the beginning of the Beaver Valley section of the Bruce Trail. An access point for the Bruce Trail, a footpath along the Niagara Escarpment. Explore it. Hey, why not indeed explore it? Hey, Jasper here. Good morning and welcome to my world. Thank you for joining me today. What are we doing? Well, this morning it's around 8 a.m., maybe slightly before. Bright sunshine, a little bit of a chill in the air, but you know what? It's September the 7th. We kind of expect that. Kids all go back to school today. Oh yeah. I think next Monday, I believe, I will be starting back on the school buses myself as a school bus driver again. But I don't think it's still written in stone. So we'll see. I was thinking about picking up something else to do, but we'll see. I don't know. Anyhow, what are we doing? Well, we are starting a 2-day, 1-night wild camp hike in the Beaver Valley section of the Bruce Trail. We're heading from the Maple Lane Trailhead, where we just parked. Oh boy, look at that. Right from the beginning of this trail, this hike, this section, we're greeted by absolutely beautiful, stunning views overlooking the lake, Georgian Bay, the ski hills below. Absolutely perfect. So, okay, as I was saying before I was interrupted by that beautiful view, we're starting a 2-day, 1-night wild camp hike at the Beaver Valley section of the Bruce Trail. We're heading from the Maple Lane Trailhead, which we've done before, as I'm sure you'll recall. And we're heading to Metcalf Rock. The Metcalf Rock is an area that we've camped at many times, and other folks, lots of people, rock climbers and so on, and hikers alike, go there, they camp, they climb the Metcalf Rock itself, they hike the area, and so on. For us, it's a 2-day hike. It's going to be, it's around 30 kilometers one way, so a total of about 60 kilometers over the 2-day hike. Somewhere around, what would that be, 36 miles maybe over the 2 days, something like that. 36, 40 miles, whatever. Anyhow, that is the plan. So again, it's Tuesday, September the 7th. Weather today is forecast to be sunny, quite mild. Once the sun gets a little higher, get some heat in the air. It's supposed to warm up to somewhere around 24, 26 degrees Celsius. So yeah, promises to be an exciting and interesting day. We're not really trying out any new gear on this particular hike, although quite often, of course, we do. But my gear is pretty much dialed in, and I'm extremely happy with what I'm personally using for my gear. As you know, we just finished the Colorado. That went exceptionally well. Okay, without any further ado, let's lay down some miles. The chairlifts of the ski hills. lying dormant right now, but you know what? It won't be long. Let's go up here and have a look at the view. It won't be long before these are all open. People skiing. Oh, take a look down here. Wow. Right down the chairlift. Blue Mountain Village below, Georgian Bay. Beautiful views. Yeah, it won't be long before these will be all active. Snow everywhere and people everywhere. Skiing, having fun, snowboarding, just in general enjoying the winter activities. But right now, September the 7th, late summer, starting to see a little bit of change in color in the trees, in the leaves, just a little bit here and there. Just the beginning. Won't be long. As a photographer, we mentioned this before, but it won't be long before another couple of weeks, and I'll be starting to search for those fall color images. And again, I mentioned this just in the last video too, but this year I will be in Ontario, off trail, not on a through hike, that is, for our fall color season. Last couple of years I've been on through hikes at those times, so I've kind of missed the fall colors, or photographing the fall colors. And as a photographer, the fall colors in Ontario are just stunning, and I really do enjoy getting out and capturing some of those fall color landscape images. I'll be able to do that this year. Yeah. By the way, a big shout out to Dan in Midland. By the way, Dan, happy birthday today. One of my subscribers from my Trail Named Jasper channel. And Dan purchased one of my Tyvek footprints for $20. Thank you, Dan. That goes a long way in supporting my channel. Also, a big shout out to Anne from St. Catharines. Anne also purchased a Tyvek footprint for $20. And again, Anne, thank you so much for supporting my channel. It goes a long way in helping me with the equipment we need to record these videos, to capture the images, and so on and so on and so on. The computers that are required, the software that's required for editing all the videos. None of that is free software. We pay, rather, a monthly subscription to use such things as Lightroom and Photoshop. Or we purchase the software that we use for editing videos and so on. So again, thank you, Dan and Anne. Your support means a great deal to me. Okay, let's keep working our way along the trail this morning. Let's just take a moment to go to this kind of outlook spot, viewing platform with bench, and take a look at the view. Sure, we've been here before, but you know what? It's beautiful. And each season offers a totally and completely different view. Take the escarpment right there, the hills and the trees. I have got some beautiful images in the winter time of that particular scene. Oh, and you know what? We'll just take a 2-minute break here because I did forget something this morning. I forgot my electrolyte water bottle. No big deal, I've got lots of water. It's just a smaller bottle that I use on my shoulder strap I don't have with me. So I have to make some adjustments so I can drink water as I hike. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh yeah. Along the Bruce Trail, there's some beautiful horse ranches. This area here is no exception. 3 beautiful horses in their field, their paddock, the horse barn beyond. It's a beautiful property. I've seen this before. More barns over there. Just gorgeous, gorgeous property. I don't think you can see the house from here, but it's a beautiful, stately kind of home. Yeah, I've talked about this before. Let me show you where I am right now. I love these kind of country gravel roads. To me, as one of the signatures of the Bruce Trail, is these back kind of country gravel lanes and roads throughout the Ontario kind of countryside. I've always enjoyed them. You see some really interesting things, interesting farms, ranches, communities, old general stores. Just beautiful. Like we mentioned in the last video about, hey, you know, which trail is the prettiest or my favorite, or which section is the best or my favorite. Well, you know what? Every little piece has its own beauty. I've said it before, say it again. And the country back roads are no exception to that rule. Okay, it's a little after 11 a.m. I am starting to get hungry for lunch, maybe some coffee. So I know that further down here, I don't know if it'll be too chilly in the shade. It's not that it's a cold day. I've been sweating. It's just in the sunshine. It's just nice. I just love sunshine. But anyhow, maybe a lunch spot I think we're going to be looking for within the next little while. What's for lunch today? Well, I think a coffee. Yeah, it's a 2-day hike, around 30 kilometers a day. I don't have to kill myself to do that, so I have time to have a lunch. And I think one of my cereal packages, I had eggs, scrambled eggs this morning with a bagel for my breakfast, and of course between now and then I've eaten some bars. But I think in my cereal pouches I have a mixture of 1 cup of bran flakes and 1 cup of corn flakes, of course with my powdered milk. Just add water, shake all about and enjoy. So I think one of those pouches, I brought 2 on this hike, maybe 1 for today, 1 for tomorrow. We'll see. Whatever, heck, maybe 2 today, I don't know. But I think we'll have one of those with coffee and maybe a Kit Kat or a cookie for our lunch today. I've got one of those Big Daddy cookies. I've got a Kit Kat bar. Of course, I've got a selection of granola bars and so on. As well as, of course, as a bacon jerky, a ramen noodle, instant mashed potatoes, Lipton cup of soup. I have one of the dehydrated foods that my daughter bought me for Christmas. I have one of those pouches with me, which is actually a dessert pouch. It's a creme brulee. I have two of those in my kind of stock of dehydrated foods right now. I haven't tried any of them yet. I got them last Christmas. It's now September. Maybe I should try one and see. Maybe for dinner. Maybe do the bacon jerky with some potato or ramen noodle, something like that. And maybe do the creme brulee for dessert. How does that sound after a day of hiking? That sounds good. Anyhow, we'll see. Oh, beautiful forest. The trail behind me. Wow. Nowhere else I'd rather be right now. This is beautiful. Yeah, breezy. And even though it's really nice and warm in the sunshine, that breeze is a little chilly in the shade. So I think these are the rocks I was talking about, and they make a great chair, by the way, because I have sat right there before and had my lunch break. I did that, I don't know if it was this year. Last year I remember doing that on the way back from this same kind of hike. Sat right there, had lunch. But anyhow, I think I'm going to look for a spot that's maybe in the sunshine. Okay, let's keep going till at the very least we find our lunch spots today. Hopefully it's not too far away. Cereal bag, coffee, Big Daddy cookie. I'm sat on a bench next to a beautiful little stream that I know about. I've sat here before and had lunch too, in the shade a little bit. So I decided to put on just a rain shell, just to take the chill off. I retired the Frog Togs rain shell or rain jacket, and I have not replaced that yet, but this is also one that I have from Mountain Warehouse. Again, inexpensive, more durable than the Frog Togs, and probably about the same as far as being waterproof is concerned, and about the same price. This one come in at like 25 bucks, but again, I layer my rain gear so I don't rely on one particular jacket or shell for total rain protection. Good. I also have with me, of course, my Outdoor Research Helium 2 rain shell, so that's fine. Okay, going to enjoy my lunch. Hot. That's very hot. Beautiful little spot here. Look at the height of the corn. It's taller than me. Wow. The trail behind me. Starting to get some cloud in the sky. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow some. We'll see. Anyhow, the corn. Well, it's tall, but still quite green. A little bit yet, a little bit of time, but not long. A couple of weeks or so. And I think everywhere you go, every supermarket will have lots and lots of fresh Ontario corn. It's beautiful. Now, don't quote me on that. I am not a farmer. I don't know how long it takes. I'm guessing when I say a couple of weeks. But won't be long. That's for sure. Because that corn is green, it's vibrant, it's healthy. That, I'm sure, is going to be a good crop for this farmer. At least I hope it is. It looks good. Looks very healthy. Yeah. Okay. Moving on down the trail. At the end of this particular field, we're going to make a right turn onto a gravel road. We follow that for, I'm going to say 3/4 of a kilometer maybe. Then we're going to make a left turn into the forest as we push closer and closer to the Metcalf Rock. Okay. I think a break time's coming up soon. I would imagine. Should be. If it's not, it should be. Okay. Let's keep going. For now, anyhow. Every now and then, every so often, here and there, but really quite regular, you will come across some kind of a bench, observation kind of platform. And in this case, I know this one is here. I've sat here before. I'm going to sit here now and make a cup of coffee and have a bar. Why? Because I can. Overlooking the Beaver Valley. Beautiful, beautiful property. Nice farm home, hobby farm. This is like a barn, I guess, and those are the buildings, but behind there is a nice home. But anyhow, right here, I'm going to take a break. Right in here. Right along here to the right of the trail is a bench, a little platform, and many, many, many times, and very possibly tomorrow too, we will sit here and we will have our breakfast looking at that view. Notice something. Getting awfully, awfully gray out there. And I believe it's supposed to. I think we're definitely going to get some rain tonight. Tomorrow, it's been a bit of a big mixed bag of cookies, I guess, lately. As far as, yes, it's going to rain, no, it's not. It's going to be cold. Well, it was warmer. It's going to be warmer. Well, it's colder. Just a little bit of a mixed bag. But one thing I noticed today, on this particular trail today, I have noticed how all the natural water sources are rather dry or just barely a trickle to them. That indicates to me that whilst I was away hiking the Colorado Trail, there was not a lot of rain fell here on the Bruce Trail, or at least in this particular part of it, this section of it, because again, a lot of the water sources are pretty much dried up. Where I'm camping tonight, there's a natural spring. There's always water there. And right out of that spring, I've mentioned this before, you don't have to filter that water if you choose not to. People come from miles around, Toronto and other areas, just to fill up their big containers of water, natural spring water, and take it home. Because it's just beautiful, naturally kind of rock, granite, whatever, filtered water comes out of a pipe in the ground, into a river, well, creek maybe. And again, people come from miles around to collect that water. Okay. Let's just keep going. We are getting there. We're about to cross highway number 2. Highway number 2 is going to be the last of the highways that we have to cross today. Of course, we'll cross highway 2 in the morning, and then shortly after crossing that, we'll be stopping, like I just showed you behind me, probably for our breakfast, our oatmeal and coffee, whatever. But it depends. It's not written in stone that we have to do that. It's just something I do. I think from here we have about 4.5 kilometers to go to reach the actual Metcalfe Rock, if memory serves me right. Although, I could be wrong when I say that. I could be wrong when I say that. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's cross Highway 2. We'll see how we can make out here. Due to the fact that I'm hearing lots and lots and lots of rumbling in the skies to my kind of west, I decided just to take a look at the weather on my weather app. And luckily I had a signal here. And Environment Canada, for this area, about 45 minutes ago, issued a severe thunderstorm warning. High winds, hail, heavy rains. It's been issued for the next 3 hours, so from about 4:30-ish, to around 7:30 p.m. I believe that there's a cold front coming through, although I'm not sure. I know today's high was around 26 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow's high was 19 degrees Celsius. That was as of last night when I was at home and I watched the weather report on the news, on the television. By the way, gotta tell you, I watched a good movie last night. Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, and then another guy he was in The Odd Couple. I just can't think of his name. It was comedy, I guess, comedy drama about 3 old guys who rob a bank. I think it was called something like Going in Style or Going Out in Style, something like that. Highly recommend it. I thoroughly enjoyed watching these old guys rob the bank. And do they get away with it? Well, I highly recommend you watch the movie. I think it was called something like Going in Style or Going Out in Style. Check it out. Anyhow, so I think, in fact, let me show you the trail right now. It's kind of technical a little bit right now, challenging, rugged, but it is also the approach area to Metcalfe Rock. The winds are picking up, by the way. So that tells me those thunderstorms, or that line of thunderstorms, is coming this way quite quickly. So I'm gonna, once I get there, hopefully it's not raining, the first chore will be get my shelter up, pick my spot and get my shelter up. So I have kind of a safe, dry location to be in, regardless then of what the weather says or comes or happens or does. Okay, so this is the approach to Metcalfe Rock. Rugged, challenging, technical. When we leave in the morning, we come back this way. It's quite a climb up. But right now, we are descending down into the Metcalfe Rock kind of basin, if you will. Right now we're at the top of the rock. Where we camp is going to be at the bottom. Right by the University of Toronto Outdoors Club location. You're familiar with that? We've talked about it before. Okay, just a little update of what's going on. It's been a good solid day of hiking, no doubt about it. Somewhere around 27-30 kilometers, give or take. I think it's like 30. So what's that? Is that 18 and a half miles? Somewhere in that area. So it's a good solid day for me, no doubt about that. Anyhow, we're going to carry on making our descent down to the bottom of the rock, cross the little bridge, and check out the available kind of camp spots, the terrain, and pick a location that we're going to call home for the night. Okay? I will talk to you once we get there and get camp kind of organized. Okay, got my camp set up. Ooh. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect right over here. Now, first of all, there's numerous camp areas right here. There's some within the trees. That's, oh, enough for 20 tents maybe. I don't know, maybe more. But anyhow, right here, well, there's a fire pit right here. People have been camping right there. It's all flattened down. Right in here, and lots through the trees, lots. There's just, I don't know, you could probably put 30-40 tents through here. But anyhow, fire pit. Don't think I'll be using that tonight. But through here, and it's very dark now, and again, very little water. I have never seen the water in this creek so low, never. But just over here is a pipe, and I've got my water here many times, and again, lots of people do. But look at this, there's just no water here at all, really, compared to what there normally is. But this is the pipe right down here, and I know it's very dark, and I apologize, but it's just gray out. Oh. But anyhow, right here is spring water. Does not need to be filtered. It's just beautiful water. I don't know if you can hear. I'm throwing you guys all over the place, and I apologize, but I'm trying to get my water relatively quickly because those skies could open up at any at any time. But I just wanted to show you where I was getting my water from, because again, it's a natural spring, does not need to be filtered. Oh dear. Okay, get the lid on. Don't want to waste it. Now we got it. Okay. Sorry about all that jiggling around. Kind of rushing a little bit. Anyhow. Yeah, I've often sat right here and made my dinner. But today, I don't know. You can't really see because of the long grass between me and my tent. It's very kind of private where I picked today, and in all truthfulness, it's a location I've camped at many times. This little spot right here where I am. The property that's kind of mowed with the grass cut. This is all property of the, well, this is Crown land, and this is Crown land where it's mowed. But the University of Toronto Outdoor Club, and they have a big chalet just at the other side of those trees. I've actually shown it to you before, but they mow this area, and I got a little spot set up right here that works for me. Okay, we have got water. Oh, okay, hurry up and rush, or wait, or whatever you say, but we're set up. Camp is set up, tent is set up, air mattress is set up, sleeping bag, inflatable pillow, liner, the whole bit. Yeah, when I arrived here, there were some rock climbers packing up for as quick as they could, simply saying they've been advised of severe weather coming. I don't think it's supposed to last. I think it's a cold front coming through. I think tomorrow is going to be a little cooler, but it's still not going to be a cold day by any means. But yeah, it's starting to get really, really gray at the other side of those trees. You can see that. Try to show it to you. Right in there. Where am I? Right in there. Anyhow. Yeah, and over there. Oh well. You know what? See what happens. I'm all ready to go. If it starts raining like a crazy thing, then I can just go inside my shelter. I'm all set. Okay, good. Let's plan some dinner, assuming we can. Boy, look, those clouds are just developing super fast up there. Right now, it's around 11:30 at night, and I would have to say, regardless of the trail or time of year or anything else, tonight has probably been the hardest and most prolonged rain that I've experienced in my Big Agnes Copper Spur UL2 tent. It's doing fine. It's keeping me nice and dry. I'm warm, I'm comfortable, I'm well fed. But yeah, it has been the strongest thunderstorms for the longest duration. I've been in heavier thunderstorms, but for very short durations. This one was a hard thunderstorm, and it just did not quit. And it's still raining. Yeah. Again, my campsite last night. What a rain night it was. Anyhow, all this area here, I have seen on several occasions, 1, 2, 3, I think as many as 5 tents here. But as we make our way back to the fire pit, or the first of 3 big fire pits actually, I'm going to try to show you this morning the rest of the camp areas in the trees, although it could be a little dark in there yet. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and as I said, heavy rains last night, and it's really quite interesting. As you know, I just finished the Colorado, 14,000 feet of elevation gain and so on. And we had weather, sure we did. But last night's probably the worst ever that I have experienced, for 2 reasons. A, the amount of water and the longest amount of time. It rained till probably 2 or 3 in the morning, and it just didn't quit. Okay, so the fire pit that we looked at last night, I am just going to grab a little bit more water from here, from the spring, just so when I do decide to stop down the road a little bit, I've got water for breakfast. So let me take my pack off, let me get my water, and then I'm going to continue on and try to show you the rest of the camping areas. And all around the fire pit is all camping. Lots of people camp around here. Okay, stand by. Okay, over the bridge we go. Back into the forest. But yeah, you know what, guys? It's super dark in here, I'm afraid. And I don't think we're going to see very much at all this morning. So you know what? I'm not going to try to show you the camp areas, but maybe next time. We come here quite a bit. I would like to show you because I know on the Bruce Trail Conservatory how all the camping is frowned upon, but I think as hikers and as public and as people, what we have to understand also is the people themselves have created huge camp areas in certain spots. This is just one of them. And like I was telling you last night, there's probably, between the field area I just showed you and then the areas in the trees, I bet you could camp 30 to 50 tents like mine in there, which is way more than a person would need. In fact, it's probably the largest non-commercial camp area that I've ever actually seen. Okay, dark, grey, early, but it's not cold. Anyhow, supposed to be a mixed bag of cookies today. Maybe rain, probably rain. Maybe a bit of some sunny breaks, we'll see. Hey, by the way, good morning everybody. Jasper here. Welcome to day 2 of our 2-day, 1-night, 60-kilometer round, I don't know, 36, 40 miles-ish hike in the Beaver Valley section along the Bruce Trail. Day 2 begins right now. Let's go. Well, the sun is starting to come up behind the trees ahead of us. I'm not sure what time it is right now. Is it 7 o'clock? I don't know. It's obviously looking brighter. This is a good sign. Oh, there's some partridge or pheasant maybe. Grouse just took off. Okay. It's actually a beautiful trail this morning. Very kind of atmospheric. I don't know if this is coming through in the GoPro, but it's kind of a steamy, kind of, well, almost, I've said this, I use this word a lot, but I do find it suits the Bruce, and that is kind of Jurassic. It's got a Jurassic feeling, a prehistoric feeling. Decaying kind of leaves, trees, high humidity, everything saturated after all the rains last night. This mud is very slippy. I gotta be super careful that I don't do something wrong here. Anyhow, dark right here again, that's for sure. I don't know what we can see on the GoPro. Okay. Morning progresses fine so far. Coming up to our breakfast spot in, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe. So we'll sit and have breakfast, some oatmeal maybe, some coffee. I think so. Oatmeal and coffee, start the day, get us going well. Okay. Nice little spot right in there. Beautiful little on-trail campsite for through hiking. No problem with that. Okay, let's keep going here. Well, we have made it to our breakfast spot. Oh. Oh. Take a little look. Yep. Way in the distance to the right of that tree, somewhere about in there, you can actually see the Thornberry water tower. It's way in the distance. Okay, time for breakfast and coffee. With only about, maybe 2 kilometers left of our 60-kilometer 2-day hike. Some gray building right there. Rumbling of thunder in the distance, but that's okay, because we are pretty close to being done. Whew. Yeah. What an amazing 2 days on the trail. Last night, like I said, was probably, I would say, the hardest, most intense, and for the longest period of time, thunderstorms, monsoon, heavy rains, downpours that I've actually experienced in my tent ever. And that was last night. It did not quit. It came down hard, very hard, hour after hour after hour, from around 6:30, supper time-ish, till about 2:33 in the morning. It just did not quit. My shelter was fine. My big Agnes Copper Spur UL2 was fine. Kept me dry, kept me warm. But it did make me think that I should look on Big Agnes's website, which I did earlier when I was having a break, about maintaining and re-waterproofing the fly sheet. They recommend anywhere from once a month to never, depending on, of course, how much you use your tent. I use mine like all the time. It is exposed to UV sunshine, heavy rain, hail, snow, high winds, the whole bed. I think I should go ahead and re-waterproof my fly sheet. Having said that, I believe Nick Wax is the product they recommend, and I am going to check that out. I'm going to study a couple of YouTube videos. Maybe they have one. Maybe Big Agnes, I'm sure, has a video on how to waterproof your tent. So I will study that and make sure I do that at some point in the very near future. Okay, I think with that said, Jasper is going to sign off. Thank you so much for joining me as always, because I have had a blast. I hope you guys are out there on trail. I really do. Whatever trail you're hiking, in whichever part of the world you're living, get out there, lay down some miles, get some wild camping in, just go for a walk with the dog, whatever. Just get out on trail. Hey, like, comment, share, subscribe. Subscribing is very important. If you haven't done already, please do. It really does help support my channel. I'll talk to you next time. Yeah. Last, 1.5 kilometers to go ish, maybe still 2, I don't know. Bye bye.